The Suzuki GSX250R. This is a great value sports bike for a new rider or a commuter rider not needing something big. It came out last year and now they're quite discounted. It makes them such a good value play. So you get a brand new motorcycle with all the newest technology, comfort, looks good, and it's all for a price of a used motorcycle. So where does it fit in with all the other bikes? I mean, this bike was released amongst other 300s and even 400s. Why would Suzuki release something like this? So why release a 250? I think what Suzuki had planned, and I've heard some rumors about it, is they had a bigger bike planned. But when Kawasaki came out with their 400, their new Ninja 400, it was a great bike. And I think Suzuki said, we got to go back to the drawing board on it. So they released it with the GW250 engine, which is fine. But now you're releasing a 250cc bike amongst all the 300s and the new Ninja 400. So you get this. This model does have ABS on it, which is nice, making this even a better bargain to have that safety feature. It comes with road winter tires, which are fine. I'd rather have Dunlops on there, like the newest sport bikes have. The rear has the disc brakes as well, which is great. So they didn't cut corners here. And it's got decent suspension for what it is. And they got the big white spring back there. It's not going to be too stiff. I mean, it is designed for the road, so it will bounce around a little bit. So the spirited riding will be okay. But if you're a new rider, you're really not going to know the difference. The dash is great. It's very informative. It will give you lots of options to go through, and it's really easy to read. Like, that speedometer is giant. And you'll have your basic features like trip and the gas mileage, which if that's important to you, it's important to you. It's also very good in the sun as well. So once it starts to get some sun on it, it does seem almost brighter, which is a great feature because some dashes can be really dull in the sun. This one, you'll have no problem seeing the information. This is actually a good feature it has, is the adjustable front brake lever. So you can just turn this wheel here and adjust the brake pedal where you would like it, which is typically not a standard feature on a beginner bike. So that is really nice they include that, because if you've got smaller hands, you're going to want that. Or if it doesn't have it, you have to get smaller levers, something like Pazos. The lighting is very decent. It doesn't have LED signals or a headlight, but I mean, it does have those daytime running LEDs on the side there, which look really good, but it does take away from that sleek look, having the halogen bulb and then the bulbs for the signals. That said, it still looks pretty good. The back end of this bike is good looking too. That taillight is great and very visible, especially at night. Signals are same as the front, so nothing new there, but they are fogged slightly, which makes them look a lot better. So we can see in the shade there what the taillight looks like, and that looks pretty good. It looks high-end, looks way nicer than what I see with a lot of bikes, but it's nice to see that that is LED. So the weight of this motorcycle is about 392 pounds, which isn't bad. It can feel heavy when you first get on it, but that's primarily because of the kickstand and the lean angle of it. I do find it leans a little bit more than some other motorcycles, but also its weight is held differently. Like the Ninja 400 feels really light, and this bike, which is similar in weight, feels heavier. But don't let that discourage you, because once you get going, it handles great. It feels really good in the corners, really smooth. The only thing you are going to feel a little restricted by is the power and the shifting. It'll still do 140 kilometers an hour on the highway, and it'll be just fine. So don't let that dissuade you from it. The shifting, it just means you got to shift a lot, because at a 6-speed transmission on a 250cc, It means you're going up in the gears, up and down quite a bit, and if you're learning, that's a good thing. You'll learn it even quicker. But with that said, it's still great to ride, even though it may feel like it has less power. But with that less power comes a lot of savings. So I did have this motorcycle last year, and we rode it for about 3,500 kilometers. And those were good kilometers. We did track time, commuting, little spirited rides on the highway, and it was a lot of fun. Now the reason I'm doing the review now is what a good price it is, because I see them selling them at dealers for about $4,000 out the door, and that's 4,000 Canadian. So if you're watching this from the United States, it's even cheaper for you. So you can buy a used motorcycle, or you can buy something brand new for the same price. And so to me, that's a great deal. Now you may feel it's too slow or you're going to outgrow it quickly, but when you're only shelling out around $4,000, it's going to be a quick and easy sell when you're done with it. Now if you want to buy some of the newer bikes like the Ninja 400 or the new Yamaha R3, it's going to be almost double the price to have that motorcycle. So it really depends on how big your wallet is and how much you want to put forward to it. You could buy this bike, buy the gear you want, even take some advanced rider training courses, and still have some money left over. Then you sell it and move on up. Because chances are you're going to buy the Ninja 400, the R3, or another bike like that, and you're probably going to sell it in the same amount of time. So if you can find this one for a good deal, go for it. And if you like the Ninja 400, go for that. You're not going to be disappointed either way. It's a win-win. But at the end of the day, if price is your big factor, but you want something new, this is the bike to have.